good evening, everybody. It's another Thursday night, and it's another great time to join us. And we're so thankful for all of our parents and our caregivers, our students, our teachers, our administration, and everyone. We are nearing the end of this school year, and it's been a rough and tough school year, but we have all persevered, worked hard, gathered together, and we have obviously put our kids and our teachers first. So let's celebrate that. Let's celebrate that we are getting through this pandemic, and we're just gonna be happy and rejoice with each other. So with that word rejoice, it's a great segue because we're excited and rejoicing for a return visit of our special guest from last week, Shelly from Hillsborough County Public Library. We're so thankful that she showed up here again. We were kind of worried. I would say this to Amy Marie, we were kind of worried that maybe after last week, maybe she wouldn't come back. So
What? We're so fun. Why wouldn't she come back?
well, we think we're fun. We're not sure how
We
other
think
people.
we're fun.
So for those of you who missed it last week, first of all, shame on you. And you got to be better than that. And second of all, last week, we really focused upon our students and our young people and the services that Hillsborough County Public Libraries do offer for them. And there's a little crossover tonight as well, but we're really going to focus on how the Hillsborough County Public Library services our adults and our caregivers and our parents and all the programs that are offered to them. And again, free of charge. It's amazing that you can find so many great things that I know we tend to pay for half the time, and they're all sit there free to us and easy to access. So we'll jump into with Shelly here in a minute. We'll give her a couple minutes again to be ready. And I'm going to go ahead and as everyone out there in Facebook land gets prepared, get your sit down, relax. I will go through the announcements, and then we will start in with our special guest again. And again, we're going to be talking about services for our parents and our caregivers and our adults. And we'll still kind of review some stuff from last year. So, all right. Everybody can see that, right? Hopefully, big yellow page. All right. Yep. So things you need to know, HCPTA. For those of you who are joining us late in the ball game, HCPTA is Hillsborough County Council PTA. We sometimes forget that we throw these little acronyms around, and we forget that sometimes we don't all know what we're talking about. So last night, 12 o'clock was the end of the race, literally and figuratively. And unfortunately, I will have to say congratulations to Robinson High School and their president, Amy Marie Granger Welch, who you see here on camera. She did an amazing job. Amy, how much did you raise altogether?
I don't know, 7 something.
7 something. That's a good number.
All
right.
700 something.
700 something.
More than Valerie Licata at Lowry Elementary.
You're not going to do that to Valerie. You're not going to do that to Valerie. Valerie did. Valerie pushed you, by the way, because
she did. She did.
Slow. And it got real quick about 2 nights ago. All of a sudden, Valerie started bringing in her people. Bringing her people. We went from what, $400 to $1,600 in like 3 nights, right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was awesome. So as you guys all remember, we were collecting, are doing a fundraiser for virtual 5K, and we collected $1,525 was raised. I thought it was more, but that's an awesome number. And you will see all the schools that were included in there. So Walden, Lake, Valrico, Caminetti. That was our teacher of the year, I believe, Laura Meehan. Tomlin, Carrollwood, Roland Park, Gaither High School, Thompson Elementary. We're so thankful for all of you for helping out Hillsborough County Council PTA. Obviously, most of our funds that we collect on things like this go to our grants and specifically our scholarships as well. So we're excited and thankful, and we hope that this is the beginning of our challenges. And yes, it's not in front of me, it's over on the other side of the room, but Amy will get the presidential trophy with your school name, not your name. So
okay, yeah. That's okay.
So we will present that soon enough. Next off, so breaking news here. This is something that Amy just put up just a few minutes ago. a week from this coming Monday, the 12th, we are going to have the exceptionally special town hall. Now, for those of you who know who Jennifer Rogers is, she is our ESE chair position for Hillsborough County Council. She has a monthly and sometimes a bi-monthly event where she meets with ESE parents and just has a great time talking and sharing information, encouraging that type of thing. Well, we have turned this into a town hall with the help of Chairperson Lynn Gray and a whole bunch of great resources when it comes to people, including Kim Workman and Kristen Davis, I believe is going to be on that. And we're going to have some other people. Alicia Oates will be there and Jen Rogers. We will be talking about transitioning from our elementary to middle to high, and high school on to college, technical school, vocation school, or even the workforce. So for you parents and caregivers who are looking for answers to questions you have about your student as they move up, please join us that night. We're going to have a ton of great people on there to answer your questions. We'll also be talking about portfolios for our IEP families as well, and how to make sure that you're being advocated properly and how to make you a better advocate. So please spread this out to as many people as possible. This is going to be an exciting night. It's going to be a great night and hopefully an encouraging night, but it's also going to be important for a lot of our families who don't always get this information and are looking for it. All right, next off is the hate you give. Amy, you want to talk about this or you want me to do it?
Sure, I'd love to talk about it. So our April book club meeting is on April 6th at 7:30 p.m. You can register on our website or the Facebook event. The book that we're reading this month is The Hate You Give, which has been an awesome book. I finished it on my trip. The first 10 to register and attend the event will get a $10 Uber Eats voucher. So that could be super fun. You could have some dinner while you're waiting and hanging out with us. So if you've watched the movie, read the book, come and let's just talk about it and see what everybody has to say. So that's it.
And by the way, I'm cheating. I did rent the book off of Is it Hoopla? Is that what it is, Shelly? So I'm listening to it. I'm cheating. So
That's not cheating. She discussed this. Like, it's not cheating to have an audible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, good. All right. Bylaws changes. So local units, you have new bylaws. Does not mean you have to go and change yours. You are grandfathered in if your bylaws are up to date and current. But the bylaw changes, please reach out to us. I will explain them really quick here, but it may not make a lot of sense without reading them first. You will, the two biggest things are one, your VPs will no longer be just VPs of certain positions. Your VPs will be considered aide to the president. And oh goodness, what's the other one? Virtual meetings. Virtual meetings. So all your meetings can be done virtually. Your board meetings always could be. Now your general meetings can be as well. I know we had a part of the bylaws up till now was that one of the meetings had to be in person. That has now been changed. So if you're still having a lot of reluctance with your PTA with getting together in person, you can have your virtual meetings. So we hopefully that will help out. If you have questions on the first one about aides to the president, please reach out to us. I would say first and foremost, go on the Florida PTA website, download them, look at them, read them. You may understand it a lot better than my explanation, but if not, reach out to us and we'll explain them a little bit better. In PTA motion, that is April 10th, Lake Rogers Park. That's in this neck of the woods, so I'll be able to make that one. That's a Saturday morning, starts at what, 9 o'clock.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. For all of you who did PTA motion fundraisers, you should be in shape. You should be ready. Woohoo. All right. And general meeting training and awards. So we are going to, and Amy, you can jump in on this too as well. We're going to do this. We're going to have this one in person as well as we're going to live stream it and do it virtual, but we really want to see everybody. So for those of you who are comfortable meeting in person, we are going to meet at the Brian Glazer JCC building on, I think it's MacDill, right? Yes, somewhere. Yes. Please join us. It starts at 8:30. Goes to 12:45. This will include our general meeting. We do have elections coming up, which I'll get to in just a second. We will have training. There's going to be some really good workshops. There's going to be a workshop. I will tell you this, it'll be a workshop that concerns our Florida Leadership Conference and some of the changes that will be presented at that conference. We don't want you to get to that conference and not have any idea what's going on. So we want to give you a heads up, explain to you what the changes will be, how they will impact us, and how to advocate once you get there. So we're also going to build in awards. Darlene Martin has worked really hard on awards, and we're thankful for that. So we want to make sure that not only do we give her her due, but we give you all your due for all the work that you've done and submitting your awards as well. So we're going to pack it all in, maybe even a special guest or two or panel discussion. We're still working on that. But listen, this is going to be a great event. We want to see you in person. There's going to be plenty of room here. We will give you more information as the weeks go by. But mark your calendars for May 1st, May Day, I guess. Today's April Fool's, and that's May Day. So I don't know who came
And
up with these.
for those that are not aware, we had to cancel our awards banquet due to low attendance. So if you did buy a ticket, you will be getting a refund. So
Absolutely. Yes. Great. I'm glad you said that. So if you did pay for a ticket, look for that money come back. Don't yell at me if you don't get it. We will take care of it for you for real. But anyway, we really want to see you there. We are doing it in person, but we are going to stream most of it, if not all of it. We're still working on those details, but we'd love to see everybody there. I think there's going to be, are we going to have light snacks, or have we figured that out yet?
we haven't figured that out yet, but yes, probably. There'll
Okay.
be
Yes,
food.
probably.
Yes.
All right. And it's a nice place. So,
Yep.
all right. Month of the military child. You know what, Amy, you have a military child. Why don't you take this one too?
I do. So April 15th will be our special month of the military child Facebook Live with Frank and our military inclusion chair, Jennifer Sutherland, to talk about how you can celebrate the children in your schools and PTAs and in your communities. And April 21st is all day long Purple Up Awareness Day and Spirit Day for Hillsborough County and the state of Florida. So we're asking everybody to purple up that day. I made it an event, so we'll remember. And we have some frames and some stuff we will be releasing on the website and on social media that you can use to make a cute little frame and post it on social media and hashtag and all that fun stuff. So we hope you will join in. And there are other things going on. If you look at the header on our Facebook page, there's a whole lot more going on, but it's through different organizations. So she's partnered with lots of different organizations this year. So hopefully it should be a really good event. But there's a TikTok challenge and some other stuff. So watch for that. You'll be seeing it soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy Marie. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, but I do want to kind of just hit on one more point. There we go. There we go. So in regards to the general meeting on May 1st, in regards to elections, it is my due diligence to tell everybody this. The slate has been presented. You can see it on our different social media pages, but I believe it's 14 days, up to 14 days, you can run from the floor. You must let us know within 14 days before the event if you'd like to run from the floor. So we need to make you all aware of that. If that's something that you are thinking about doing, that you are still free to run from the floor. But once 14 days are up, it is locked up, and then we will know at that point going forward what we'll have. So again, if you want information on the different positions, reach out to us. We're always looking for new people. But if it's not your time yet, you don't feel comfortable stepping into an executive position, and it is a for the 7th largest district, it's a lot of work. There are tons of chair positions, and we will make up a chair position for you. I know I'm looking for a Spanish chair position this year to reach our Spanish speaking family. So anything that you feel that you can bring to the county council, let us know, and we will plug in. All righty. So I see Shelly has not fallen asleep yet. That's great. That's a good first step. I know we can do that really easy. So Shelly, why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself? There you go. Awesome. Again, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for giving us a second chance to show us how weird we really are.
A great
And
time last time. So I
good,
was pleased to spend time with you guys again.
good. We appreciate that. We enjoyed it. It was a very positive and encouraging thing, especially hearing things that are opening up and things like that. So let's review. Let's go back just a little couple things. Let's review the current state of the libraries. Tell us what's open, how much it's open, how we can access that type of stuff.
Sure, and I actually have more information for you this time than I did last time, because as of Monday the 5th, the majority of our libraries will be open at 25% capacity, and that actually includes the brand new Riverview Library. So if you are a resident in that community, I really encourage you to maybe stop by and take a look at the new library. It's definitely one of the most beautiful libraries that we have in the system. And I was just there yesterday, and I was just amazed and impressed all over again. So our libraries are open at 25% capacity. We do still have a lot of COVID regulations that are happening. We require masks, we require temperature checks, and we have a 1 hour limit inside of our locations. But that does give you the opportunity to go in and browse the shelves and pick out the items that you'd like to check out or pick up your holds. And it also gives you the opportunity to go in and use our public computers. And I know that that's very important to people, to be able to use a physical computer and to use our printers and our copiers as well. But if you're still not comfortable entering a building, we have services that are available for you as well. We have locations that have drive-through windows so that you can just drive up and pick up your books. The Jimmy B. Keel Library out in Carrollwood and the Jan Platt Library in South Tampa both have drive-up windows. You can also elect to have books mailed to your home for free. If you'd like to go onto our website and pick out the books that you would like to check out and then have them mailed to your home. I've heard really rave reviews about people doing this. The other thing that we just launched actually right in between my last session and this one is a new program called Read or Reject. And I think that that's a really fun program. You can go in there and you can tell us what are 3 of your favorite books or 3 of your favorite authors, and our staff will take a look at your comments, and they will pick out 3 books for you, and they'll mail them right to your house. And it'll be a surprise. You'll open up your package and get 3 books that we think that you're going to like based on the reading recommendations that you shared with us. I have so much stuff to tell you, and I know we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, but as far as access goes, I always like to say to people that even though the libraries did physically close because of the pandemic, our libraries never really closed, because our online resources are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we have boatloads of online resources that I know we're going to talk about today.
Awesome. Very, very good. And it's great that there's new programs happening and new services. Even as we're through the pandemic, you guys are still coming up with new ways. So, and I know Amy was excited about the whole mailing you the books thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like getting a package that you didn't have to pay for. So, and
Yeah.
if you're like me, I mean, you know, online shopping is definitely where it's been at during the pandemic. So, you know, why not shop for something that shows up to your house and you didn't actually have to swipe a card for it?
So you're saying that if I give you my favorite authors, I'm going to get like a grab bag, like a surprise.
Yes.
It could be anything, like any type of book, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty neat. So it's not only you're getting something, it's the excitement of not knowing what you're going to get too.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
And then we even have like little cute cards in there for you to tell us if you rejected or if you read the ones that we sent you. And you can just check a box on there if you'd like to do it again. And I mean, there's a lot of really great options for you.
I'd be afraid to say reject, because then I think somebody would get mad at me and never send me another book.
Nah, definitely not.
So for those of you joining us, again, this is not a replay from last week. This is a second part of our series.
Or a different outfit, didn't I? Yes.
I don't, yeah. Yeah, you're asking the
Pretty sure
wrong
I
person.
did.
I'm not sure I am. So Shelly is back here, and this week we are talking about services and programs with the Hillsborough County Public Library for our parents, our caregivers, our adults. Doesn't mean that these services can't be used for our students and our kids. Just means we're going to kind of focus in a different direction tonight. So it is a brand new program, totally different from last week. If you did miss last week, again, shame on you. You can go back to our YouTube channel and watch that, and you can see how much fun we really are. But seriously, you can also see how many great things our Hillsborough County Public Library offers each and every day, both in person and online, and the easy access. So last week we talked about resources for kids. So what's in it for us old folks like me? What are some things that we can do?
I think that we focus a lot on our kids, right? Obviously, you're PTA members, you guys live and breathe your kids. And I think it's easy to associate the library with kids because we are known for our early literacy and for our, reading readiness and for our school support and all of the resources and materials that we possess at the library. But I think we forget about all of the great things that are out there for adults. And this is actually, I love talking about kids. Don't get me wrong. I'm a mom. I live and breathe my kid, but I love talking about libraries for us, for adults, because there's so many resources that I think people really don't utilize enough. So one of the things that I'm really passionate about that I don't think people really realize is that we have a really robust collection of digital magazines. And I love looking at magazines. I love it because sometimes I'm not in the mood to watch TV and sometimes I'm not in the mood to read a book, but I do want to, stare at a recipe or stare at, some amazing thing that I'm never going to do to my house or, whatever the case may be, read about fabulous clothing that I'm not going to own or, something just to wander a little bit, look at travel destinations. And you can go in to our website, hcplc.org. It's always behind me. And go to our books and more page. And on there, you can browse our digital collections. And one of the things that we have is this app called Libby that you can download. And you can download the bestsellers on there. You can stream audiobooks on there. And one of the things that you can now do on there is download digital magazines. And it's the current issues of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of magazines. We have magazines from all over the world. And it's so fun to sit around sometimes and look. I love to sit around and look at a fashion magazine from Korea and see, what the trends are out there, or look at a cooking magazine from Italy and see, what's popular and what people are cooking there. My family travels to national parks. That's our thing. That's our bucket list. We hit national parks every year. Obviously, this past year has not really been conducive to that, but that's what we do. And so I love to look at travel magazines and travel guides digitally so that I can kind of plan out and map out our next trip and our next hikes. And so I think people forget about the entertainment pieces that we have at the library. Yes, it's a ton of learning, and I'm going to talk to you about a lot of learning and a lot of things for self-improvement. But I think that we forget about the entertainment value. Streaming a movie and downloading a magazine and listening to an audiobook on your drive. I drove today from one end of the county to the next, and I got to tell you, traffic does not tell me that there is a pandemic happening, because traffic is just as pre-pandemic as you can get. And if it were not for my audiobooks that are, transporting me to a Zen place, my drive would be much different than it currently is when I'm sitting on 75 staring at somebody's bumper. So, yes, we are all about self-improvement and we are all about education, but I think that there's something to be said about some entertainment that you can get from the library.
Excellent. That's so. I know you mentioned live virtual classes that deal with technology, gardening. I know you mentioned cooking here a few minutes ago when you
Yes.
perked my ears up. what are some other things some other live virtual classes that you can watch?
Sure. So we have live virtual classes. We have actually different kinds of live virtual classes. So we have live virtual classes that are presented by our talented staff. And our talented staff are tech experts. They have different talents that they possess individually in crafting and in making and in doing all sorts of different things. And so you could do live virtual classes to improve your technology skills. You could join a master gardener class and learn about what vegetables you should be growing right now in the spring here in Florida, or how to properly care for your lawn. You could do live virtual classes that teach you how to cook. Maybe healthier things, or foods from different regions and areas that you wouldn't necessarily think to cook at home. You could take live virtual classes on crafting and making things that you've never made before. And the other thing about our live virtual classes is you could join a book discussion. I know Amy talked about y'all's book discussion, which I highly encourage everybody to read, The Hate You Give. And I think that you should definitely get together and discuss a book, any book, but especially a book like that. And I think that, one of the things that we have all really missed during the pandemic is just this, right? Just having a conversation with people that are not necessarily related to you, right? Are not necessarily living in the same home with you or working in the same office with you. Just having the freedom to interact with people that we wouldn't, necessarily get the opportunity to interact with on a regular basis. And I think that book clubs are very important for that. And The Hate You Give is an excellent book because it forces us to talk about what's going on in the world. And you don't have to read the book. If you watch the movie, or, you could also join in the discussion, because that's one of the few movies that was actually done very well and is very similar to the book. And same thing, I know you always say that about audiobooks, but I'm a champion for audiobooks, and audiobooks are just like reading the book. Your brain is still engaging with the story. Your brain is still engaging with the vocabulary. And if anything, I think it's soothing to have somebody read a book to you sometimes. And I encourage everybody to use audiobooks as parents, to read them, to use them for yourself, and then also to encourage your kids to listen to audiobooks. My kid got assigned Bud Not Buddy not too long ago for class reading, and I downloaded the audiobook for her through Hoopla so that she could listen to it and then follow along in the text. So I'm always going to encourage that. The other kind of live virtual classes that we have is that you can log in and use our services. Like, we have a service called LinkedIn Learning, which used to be called lynda.com. And you can choose to take a class through there whenever it's convenient for you. And they have a huge array of classes. They have tech classes that go from, if you want to improve your Excel spreadsheet skills, all the way to if you want to learn Raspberry Pi or some more advanced coding. So if there's any skills that you want to sharpen that would help you in the job market or help you at work, you can easily do that through LinkedIn Learning, and you can do that at your leisure. Those are on-demand classes, and they're completely free. And they even have fun classes on there, like photography. You can sharpen your digital photography skills. You can sharpen your photo editing skills. You can learn how to paint. They have just an insane array of classes that you can take on there. And so I always am encouraging people to look at our virtual classes, because there's LinkedIn Learning, there's Universal Class. So we have a really broad spectrum to really meet any interest.
Wow, that's great stuff. That really is cool.
I'm trying not to just like throw it all at you. I'm trying to, give it to you in smaller doses. It's a lot. It's just a lot that we have to offer.
Absolutely, and throw them out in big doses, because when you say gardening or cooking or any of those, somebody's ears are going to perk up and they're going to say, "Oh, that's something I enjoy doing." So you just never know who's out there listening. You did write in your notes, apply for a passport. So can we do that?
Yes. So pre-pandemic, the library is actually a passport acceptance location. So you can actually complete your application and then bring it in, and the library will help you process it. We have not brought that service back yet, but I do envision that being something that will hopefully be back before the end of the year. But that is definitely a service that you can have at the library. Now, the best part about the fact that we do it at the library is that we offer appointments that are more flexible than what you would get at like the post office. Most people go to the post office or have historically gone to the post office for their passport appointments. We offer them in the evenings and on weekends. And if you know anything about the passport process, if you and your family want to go on a trip and you have to get your child a passport, both parents have to be present. And we all know that that can be a very difficult thing to do at 10:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. Whereas with the library, you could do it at 6 o'clock in the evening or on a Saturday.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're exactly right. The hours are normally Monday through Friday up to like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So absolutely. So, well, good stuff. Hopefully, I know right now, probably the passport thing isn't that.
Yeah, it's not as big of a deal right now.
No, but hopefully it will be soon.
Yes.
So,
once Disney starts booking cruises, that then at that point we must be on an upswing, right? That's got to be the true sign as a Floridian, right? Isn't that what we look for? I think.
I agree. Amy and I are big Disney people. We need to do a Disney cruise. Just do a Hillsborough County Council or Disney cruise.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Although we might be the first two people to ever get thrown off of a Disney cruise.
Well, I know I would. No, probably not you.
So, again, I'm reading through your notes that you sent me.
Yeah, that's okay. It keeps me on track.
That's fine. So, I want to learn how to spell entrepreneur. So obviously I'm going to go to the library, but I also want to know how to become one. So, you're telling me the library can help me with that.
Yes, we have entrepreneur resources. So we have in that LinkedIn Learning, you can actually take a class and learn how to put together a business plan. We also have resources that you can check out both in print and digitally that will help you to research whatever small businesses is that you want to start. Maybe you want to prototype something. We have resources to help you understand what that process would be and how to learn about it. We also have a very close tie with the county's Entrepreneurial Collaborative Center. We teach classes there. They teach classes at the library as well. And they are actually like a lab that can help you in every stage of the entrepreneurial process. I think that the word alone is kind of, it's got like a mystic flair to it, right? People are like, you hear people say it, they're like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. But what is that exactly? It's really just somebody who has a great idea and wants to see that idea to fruition and turn that into hopefully what will be their living, their career. I always say that if you can't find what you need through us, then you should always turn to the Entrepreneurial Collaborative Center. That is a county agency as well. There was something else that I wanted to say to you guys. In the past, we have 3D printers at our locations, and when we did do classes in person, there were people that were trying to maybe 3D print a prototype if they're doing something small that they've created and drawn up in CAD software. It'll come back to me. There was one other piece and I was just this close, but I just couldn't think of it. So it'll come back to me. As I ramble, things pop back up into my head. So I'll come up with something else for you. But I always send people to the ECC. Oh, the other thing is that we have software that's called Demographics Now. And so that's a very important piece of software because if you wanted to research let's say you wanted to just select an area that you want to open a physical business in, or maybe there's a product that you want to sell in a particular area, you can research the demographics of that area, and that helps you to determine if something that you're thinking to sell in that area, to open in that area, would actually be successful, and how you would market it to that demographic of people.
Wow, that's pretty neat. So we talked to an entrepreneur. So a good segue is someone who might be looking for either a new job or a new career. How can the library help them out?
Yes, because how crazy has this past year and a half been? I mean, I say it all the time. I am grateful every single day that I get to wake up and go to work. I've known people that have had to struggle with that within the past year and a half. And it is a scary thing as an adult to wake up and to think that maybe the, career that you've been relying on for so long is no longer available to you. It's also really scary to wake up one day and to think to yourself that you really hate what you do and you really want to do something different. And I think that that's a huge leap of faith that a lot of people take, and they don't realize that the library has resources to help them with that. Not only can you research different careers and the qualifications that you're going to need for those careers and the salaries that are attached to those careers through library resources, but you can also use our resources to we have something called Learning Express Library, and I know I talked about it last week for kids because it has SAT and ACT prep on there. It has AP class prep on there, but it also has quizzes to help you find what the right career would be for you, and what maybe, the algorithms that say that you may be very successful in. Learning Express also has career tests. So if you're switching careers, let's say you're going into nursing, it has practice tests and skill courses that will help you to be successful in the entrance exams and in the certification exams. The other thing that we talked about last week was tutor.com. And I can't really express enough how important tutor.com is, because right now we're going into Q4, there's going to be exams coming up. And so it's such a great tool for your kids to be able to go on there and to get live chat help. But the thing that people don't think about is that if you wanted, you could also upload your resume and your cover letter to a tutor on tutor.com. You can enter in that you're an adult and this is a career or a job seeking session that you're wanting to have, and they will actually proof it for you and help you in maybe tweaking it a little bit in order to ensure that you have maybe some of those buzzwords in there that is going to catch the eye of potential employers. So I like to make sure and say that to people that, you don't always have somebody in your home that can look over something for you. And if you're anything like me, you need somebody to look over your writing for you, because you should never put anything on the street unless somebody else looks at it first. So I always encourage a second set of eyes.
That's brilliant.
That is awesome. That
is awesome, because so many times, like, something I'll send something and someone will go, "Oh, you misspelled." You just get blind to it after a while. So it's nice to have a second.
You do, because you've read it a million times, and when you're in a situation like that, you're already stressed out. So you're missing things anyway because you're stressed out and you're reading it. I am so guilty. I'm an English as a second language girl. I started speaking English when I was in first grade. But I have never, ever, 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 ever been a grammar superstar. Never would I pretend to be. And so I always need somebody else to take a look at my writing for me and make sure that it's legit before I put it out on the street.
I love the fact that you can send up your resume and let somebody look at it. I just think that's awesome. I didn't even know you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And like you said, because you are at that point, usually if you're looking for a job, unless you're just kind of looking to see what's out there, you're probably a little stressed and there's a little anxiety. And what a great thing. So thank you for sharing that. I think that's a huge help for a lot of our families out there. So pandemic's gone. I've got my passport. Getting ready to get on the plane in a couple months. But I realized I don't know the language where I'm going. So, so how can I learn a new language? Can you help me, por favor, to learn a new language?
Yes, of course. And also, I just want to mention that you can also go into a library and use one of our computers. And there's Microsoft Word and the entire Microsoft Office suite already installed on those computers, and they have tons of resume templates. So if you don't have access to something like that, our librarians in our locations can help you to get to that point where you could get a template up on the screen, and then you could type your information in, and then you can print them or email them from the library, and then you know that you have a beautiful resume that is ready for any situation that you may be in. So I forgot to mention that, but yes, we also physically can have some help for you within our locations now that we are open at 25% capacity. So we'll go back to language learning, because language learning ties into everything, right? You need some language skills if you're traveling. You need some language skills in today's job market. Even you said it, you could use a Spanish chair, right? Spanish. And, somebody told me the other day what the biggest languages were going to be in the state of Florida, and they were not what I expected, but I can guarantee you that I don't speak them. So Mango languages is very similar to Rosetta Stone, right? And people pay top money for Rosetta Stone, right? Rosetta Stone's always been touted as the businessman's language learning tool, right? You see the commercials with guys on the phone and the airplane learning how to speak Mandarin in 20 minutes. So Mango Languages is very similar to that. You can download an app on your phone, and the setup is very similar. It'll give you cool things on images, and it's got flashcards and really engaging ways to learn a different language. And we have tons of languages on there. We all joke around because near Gasparilla time, we all pull up Pirate on Mango Languages, and then we all try to talk pirate to each other for a day, which is very difficult, just for the record. It's not easy. It's very similar to learning some other very crazy language. It's not an easy thing to do. So you could pick anything though. I know Spanish is always important, and it works the other way around too. If you wanted to learn how to speak English, it has an English tutorial on there as well.
Awesome. Very, very good. Yeah, I'm interested to know what those languages are myself, but I'm with you. I know I don't speak any of them. So
yeah, I don't. I know I don't.
So I know as when we talk to our school board and some of our different groups in Tampa, a lot of the languages that are being learned are being brought into the county and the schools. Obviously, Haitian is one. Spanish, Russian is another one. I'm not sure if Mandarin is, but I know it's obviously a lot of people do speak Mandarin. So I don't know any of those other than Das Vidania. Very good. So I was told that I had a crazy Uncle Eddie, but I can't find him. I don't know how to find him. Nobody's going to let me know. Can the library help me find my Uncle Eddie? And I use Uncle Eddie from vacation. So
yes. It's so funny because I feel like people who really work in genealogy and research genealogy are the ones who know what genealogy as a word means. But yes, we have resources so that you can research your ancestry. Right now, you do have to use some of our better resources. You do need to come into our libraries and use the computers at the libraries, because we do have access to Ancestry.com and Heritage Quest for free through our computers at the libraries, which people who want to research their ancestry, those are very important Those are very important websites. And there is so much cool stuff on there. I was not able to research very far back in my lineage. I was, however, able to find my dad's signature as he came in through Ellis Island. And it was an actual digitized paper with the docket that had all the signatures for the day, but it has my father's actual signature when he came in through Ellis Island. So even if you're in a situation like mine where you can't really go back very many generations, just for your immediate parents and maybe your grandparents, I'm sure that you can find something on there. And you may find stuff that is very surprising. Now, we do offer genealogy classes through the library, and that is something that you can also take through Universal Class that will help you to really organize your search and to understand what small things you're looking for to ensure that this is your relative. Especially if you have a common last name, that can be a very, tricky thing. And they can help you to really understand how to search census records. We do have tons of resources, and we have a lot of really knowledgeable librarians that can help you with that kind of research as well. At the John F. Germany Library, we have the History and Genealogy Center, and they have really knowledgeable people there that understand how to do that research.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to try that out, find out.
Yeah, I was really excited when I saw my dad's signature, because when you're a kid, your parents tell you stories all the time about how hard it was for them. And when you're a kid, who believes that when you're a kid, honestly? And so I think it's not until you become an adult and you actually really understand that what they went through or where they came from. And so when I found that, it was just such a great moment.
Yeah, wait till they find out there wasn't cell phones, 30 years ago.
I know. You know what, though? Sometimes I forget that there wasn't cell phones, and I definitely did not have a cell phone until I was old enough to pay for one. I can tell you that much. And at that point, they were so expensive that you still had a pager because you didn't want anybody to use your minutes on your cell phone.
Right.
So I get a kick out of that. But now I think I forget it too, as I'm driving down the road and just quickly pulling up a map or shooting a text out or whatever the case may be.
Oh yeah, I remember traveling. Yeah, traveling, you had to go to the AAA office to get maps, and now you just pull it up. So yeah.
Now you can go to the library. You can research your trips online. You can do everything. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. I'm literally looking at you haven't even mentioned your YouTube page. You really should. You really should. I was just looking at it. I was like, holy cow. There's so much good stuff on there. If you need a bedtime story for your kid, there's
Amy, are you looking for a job? Because I'm just saying, you had me last time, you got my back this time too. So
gotcha. There's DIY. Say you're bored with your kids during summer.
Yes.
You've got a whole playlist that's DIY stuff for kids, you could do at home. That's super cool.
And we give out monthly packets at the libraries that are DIY kits that you can take home and do with your kids. So you can drive through or, stop by one of the libraries, and on our website, it shows you when we're going to have a monthly packet available and what the theme is going to be.
That's super cool. Because, sometimes it's just struggles trying to entertain the kids, especially during breaks and stuff.
Yes.
So it's super cool.
Stephanie just posted the YouTube page, so
oh, that's so funny. Yes, we also have a lot of recorded programming. So a lot of the programming that we did over the summer, a lot of the programming that we have been doing from the beginning of the year, we record and we make it available for you to watch on demand. So there's a wide variety of stuff on there.
And if you don't know how to, this is funny, but because I just flew to Wyoming to help someone learn how to do something like this, but if you don't know how to save your files with your Google Drive, you can go on here. There's how to do these using Hoopla for free digital streaming. It's so cool. Sometimes learning new apps and stuff is kind of difficult. So this is really neat.
No, that's a true statement. I mean, think about when we all of a sudden went to e-learning.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned how to do crazy things, and I think I'm a pretty tech savvy person, and I learned how to do things that I would have never thought of, accessing files from the cloud, scanning things on my phone and uploading in different ways, things that I definitely would not have done on a regular basis. And we do have tutorials to help you get through all of that stuff.
And in Spanish.
Yes, we tried to do as many tutorials as we can in Spanish, but it's not always easy because there's not very many of us Spanish speakers that we're able to utilize to do that. But we try. We definitely try.
I see the story times. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Okay. And then they've got celebrations around the world. And if you're interested in like Hanukkah or Diwali, that's super cool. This is super cool. I'm just gonna go get busy watching all these.
Well, hold on. Don't leave yet.
Oh, sorry. Don't leave that. I love it.
So as we're laughing, that's another great segue, because really the last question I have for you is, we've covered a lot of really good programs and services that can help us with jobs, with learning our lineage, things like that, classes. But let's just talk about the basics of enjoying a really good book or meeting a new friend, at the library.
Yes, I mean, I can't tell you enough how much I think that we all are missing. Even I think people who don't interact socially on a regular basis are probably missing a little bit of social interaction at this point, because you always miss something that you're not supposed to have, right? And then once we're bombarded with it again, then we'll all be hermiting in our homes again, but it'll be by choice at that point. So it'll be a completely different feeling than it is right now. And yes, I talk about so many resources that are available at the library, and I talk about, classes and music and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I can't imagine anything better than picking out a new book to read, checking out a cookbook. I checked out the new Joanna Gaines book the other day, just so that I could flip through it and look at it and think of something, dreamy in a farmhouse, wherever they are. So just the interaction of reading a new book and maybe becoming friends with the characters that are in that book. You don't even have to share it with somebody else. Maybe it's just a personal escape that you get for a few minutes every day. I can't encourage that enough, especially at a time like this, when I think we could all probably use a good 10 minutes of Zen time a day that does not involve anything stressful. So yes, I encourage that 1000%. We have all of the latest bestsellers. We have thousands of books for you to choose from. We have librarians and talented staff that are more than happy to help you find something that you would like, that make it their mission in life to help you find something that you would actually enjoy and benefit from. So yes, I cannot say that enough. Can't say that enough.
Well, that's good. It is good, because we do need to have those safe places, to where we can, like you said, take 10 minutes out of our day to just decompress, and whether it's reading or just sitting in a quiet area. And the library has always been kind of that place where we think of, where we can kind of go and just spend time. And so I'm so excited for what you guys do. I really, really am. I know I goof off a lot. Amy's she's
Same.
awesome. She's the same, although she's got way more class than I have. But we are so happy and excited that you gave us these 2 weeks and shared so much. I learned so much that I had no
Good.
idea.
Oh, that
I mean,
makes me so happy.
Oh, if you would give me a multiple choice test and said, does the library offer this? I would have said no to 90% of the stuff. I didn't know any of the stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm so
Well, that makes
appreciative
me
of your
so
time.
happy. That makes me so happy to hear. And I know I said it last time, but I want to say it again. And I want to make sure that I say it not at the last minute, like last time. But I'm a huge PTA supporter. You know, I can't say enough how appreciative I am of PTA in general in any state of our country, because these are parents that and caregivers and people that are just very passionate in making sure that our next generation has everything that they need to be set up for success. And that is just such a noble cause. And I'm so grateful to have been here to talk to you guys and to get to share about the library. I hope you can tell that I love to talk about the library. I love what I do. I love everything about the library. And we are so fortunate here in Hillsborough County. We have an amazing library system. We are ranked, last I checked, we were ranked 25 in the nation. So we have an amazing library system with amazing resources, and all of that is because of the community that supports us. So I highly encourage you to take advantage of it. Visit us at hcplc.org. We're on social media at Tampa Hills Lib. And if you don't have time to come by and get a library card, you can do it online. So, you know, you don't have a lot of excuses here is what I'm trying to say. You can easily access this and it's only going to take you a couple minutes. So
That's awesome. And if you don't know how to do it, you can go on their YouTube and there'll be a tutorial, no doubt,
yes.
which is awesome. So
How to. I know.
Yep.
Right?
how to. There are like there's one on Zoom. Tips on Zooming, which is awesome, considering
I might need to take that one. So
since that's a lot of what we do these days. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
there's a lot of timely information on there too. So it's really cool.
well, as always, the hour goes really quick, especially when we have an amazing guest like you, and we are so happy. Even though our series is over, we are not going to ever say goodbye to you. We will definitely. I see you in the back, Miss Granger Welch.
We have a
But
question.
we have a question. Go ahead.
I got a question tonight.
You got a question?
Yes. Can active duty military apply for a card?
Yes.
Yes.
Do they have residency here in Hillsborough County? The answer, if they do, the answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that.
Yeah, because if they're stationed at McDill, then they have a Hillsborough County address. So I would assume the answer is yes. If they need more information, just tell them to call. They're welcome to call, and then that way we don't have to exchange any information here, you know, in front of tons of people. They can call the library, and one of the librarians will walk them through it and can take their information and get them an exact answer.
Cool. There you go. There's your answer.
Thanks, Jen, for asking that question.
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. That's
she says currently stationed overseas.
Well,
does she have the Hills? Yeah, tell her to call. The best thing to do is call.
She lives right down the street from me.
No.
So it's probably someone who's stationed overseas that they know or something. Yeah. Maybe they live here. So it's possible. I guess if they have a Hillsborough County address.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So well, good. That's good. So they can also apply online. Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, you guys, Stephanie and Jeffrey, just tear it up.
They're on fire.
I know.
They really are. So
team awesome.
Team awesome. So thank you again. We really appreciate it. We are so thrilled that you came on here. We're so amazed at all the wonderful stuff. We will definitely say see you later, because we will definitely call upon you again for more things, because your focus is exactly our focus. We're just doing it from two different arenas, but it's an amazing thing what you guys do.
That's exactly right. We just want to make sure that Hillsborough County and the community, the residents here, are successful.
Yes, absolutely. This is awesome. And we will continue sharing all the information. I'm sure new things will come up from the library, and we will be the first to get that news out to our membership and our community. So thank you so much.
Oh, and you know what else I wanted to say to you guys is that if you guys have any of your local chapters, like your school chapters, that would like bookmarks to share with their students and teachers and parents for summer reading, if you can just tell them to send Stephanie or Shannon an email, and then we'll get them to them.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Very, very good. So thank you again. We appreciate it. We will let you all go. And we will see you very, very soon, we hope.
Yes.
So um, thank you all. Next week, we have, not to dismiss our wonderful guest tonight, next week we will be bringing our previous president, Damaris Allen, back on. Damaris is now president at the Citizens Action Council, and she'll be talking about the work that they do here locally, as well as she's also works in Tallahassee as a Florida PTA legislative member. So she's been doing a lot of work there. So we will get some great information from her. And then the following week, we have Jennifer Sutherland, who is our military chair, and she will be celebrating and talk about all things military. So I'm excited to see that one myself. So
Okay.
we have a great month coming up. So we will see you guys all. Thank you again, Shelly, and good night.
Good night, guys.